faced with today? Is it a chain of alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it is, whatever addiction is? Truly, there's power in Jesus to break that chain today. I welcome you here today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. I just came from a one-year anniversary at the Canaan Baptist Church of the anniversary, the death of our Reverend Bastian. I forget his first name. I was invited to the service, and so it was a wonderful experience, but I had to leave just to come here. But I just want to say it's a blessing to be alive today. The greatest miracle that can take place is having a relationship with Christ. And then next to that, it's always good to be alive today. So today we here on I'm trying to think of a name to call today. Because last week I was so excited, gentlemen in studio with me. Last week we made the Guinness World Book of Records, okay? None of us ever forget that. So that will go down to my legacy. Last week we had 3 commissioners. And as I was traveling about and persons heard about this, the program, individuals sort of flyers, you know, they were saying, boy, Dave, that never happened. They were saying, how you pull that off? I say, the grace, but for the grace of God. I say, that's how it was pulled off. We had in studios last week the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernando. We had the Commissioner of the Department, Bahamas Department of Corrections, Dawn Claire. And on Zoom, we had the Commodore of the Defense Force. And so that's history, never happened nowhere in the world. And perhaps it may happen, never happen again. The 3 of them, 3 in 1, 1 for the Father, 1 for the Son, and 1 for the Holy Spirit. What an awesome time. And then yesterday we had a men's march, a national men's march. And also supporting us, we had the Commissioner of Police. He was not there in person, but he provided the necessary security. Superintendent Campbell spoke on his behalf. We also had marching with us, was yes, the Commodore of the Defense Force, along with the Defense Force band, along with some of the officers, Dr. Raymond King, and I wish to thank him for that. Also marching with us was the Commissioner of Bahamas Department of Corrections, Dawn Claire, along with his deputy, Bernadette Murray, as well as the marching band and some of the officers. And so I just want to thank those 3 gentlemen publicly, along with a number of youth organizations, Rotary, who partnered with us, providing some 30 cases of water. Also Coca-Cola providing some a number of cases of water. And we had so many partners. The Brotherhood, led by Dr. Carlos Reed, Prison Fellowship Bahamas, led by Reverend Anthony Sands. We had the Chaplaincy Department, led by my 2 guests. So there were numerous partners. We had persons speaking. We had the leader of the opposition. He brought remarks. We had the acting prime minister, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. And so it was an awesome time just to see men gather together. You know, it was an awesome time for men coming together saying, enough is enough, men leading by example. And so with that, folks, I just want to invite you now, share the link, share the WhatsApp, share the flyer, 433-6917. If somebody while we're on want to get on the link, share it with them or tell them, send me a WhatsApp and I'll send the link to them. We're also live on Facebook, Transforming Lives, David Williams, Jackie Gardner, Uplifting Men, MG Rebirth. You can go to any one of those pages and you would be able to view us live. Also, you're on YouTube channel, the YouTube Transforming Lives radio show. So any one of these pages, you can go back later, listen to the show. And today, as usual, we always begin because we recognize that none of this would be impossible except the leading of Christ in our lives. And so we begin this program with what we call Moments with Christ. I'm going to the Zoom now to see if my special guest, yes, Dr. Leslie McMillan, my spiritual advisor. I see my cousin, Pastor Jeremy Tucker, is on. Welcome, Pastor Tucker. He's funeralizing his mother. We are brother, my mother, his father, sisters and brothers. So we're 2 first cousins. And he'll be funeralizing his mother next week at Pilgrim Baptist Church. So we want to offer him our condolences and many others. Also, I see Dr. McDonald. I see Dr. McDonald on. And so we're inviting as many of you as possible. I want to stop calling names. Dr. McMillan, my spiritual advisor, unmute your mic and share with us for 5 minutes, Moments with Christ.
Good afternoon, Dave and the team and everybody on Transforming Men. It is a privilege for me to be on this afternoon. For me, it's a little bit nostalgic as I present the importance of Jesus Christ. It's nostalgic in the sense that there was a time when the PLP government took over. I was nominated as the chairman of the prison committee. I don't know if you ever knew this, but
I never knew that.
I served as chairman of the prison committee from the time the PLP took over until sometime in 1970 or so. When I went to the Cayman Islands, I resigned. But the point I want to make, especially for the subject this afternoon and those who are going to speak, I know firsthand of what's happening there at the prison, as we call it in my time. And I had an opportunity while I was chairman of the prison committee to present Christ to the inmates there. And each time I dealt with them and their cases, I always mentioned Christ. And I remember I spoke to one of them about Jesus and changing his life. And I'll never forget what he said to me. I asked him, are you not afraid when you're stealing or when you're doing something that something is going to happen to you? He said to me, I see it as occupational hazard. And he said several other things. He says, a pilot may crash. And he said to me, you coming in here, you put your life in danger. But you know, I've never forgotten that. But I said to him that Jesus Christ, when someone is in Christ, we have his protection, we have his guidance, we have his power above and with eternal life. And I said, there's nothing to fear. And with Jesus Christ in our lives, he will forgive us of all of our sins. He will live his life in us so that we can be honest, pure, and true, and at the same time, receive his protection and care and guidance. And I want to share that to whoever is dealing with our fellow brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. Let us continue to present the eternal hope that is only found in Christ Jesus. I enjoyed doing it then, and there were those who accepted it. I can tell you many stories of persons that I presented, to whom I presented Christ. But time will not permit. But believe me now, Jesus is still the answer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mark. And you know, I say a loud amen. I am in full agreement with you with all that you just shared. And I too, like you, agree that the only way a transformation of lives can take place, it comes through Jesus Christ. Outside of that, programs are good, but the ultimate thing is that's where the transformation takes place. Thank you very much, Dr. Mark. So folks, I want to share with you, introduce you my guest, two young men I've gotten to know quite some time. As a result of you always heard me spoke about so many years in prison ministries. I can recall when I used to come into the prison and I was, to use the word, unknown. So everywhere I go, people always identify me as the prison man. As a matter of fact, people is always calling me, say, as the chairman or in charge of prison fellowship. I have to correct them, tell them, no, I'm not, right? So many times when you see us get invitations to events, it has come through me. And I tell them, I say, no, I'm not in charge of prison fellowship. But the point is, I'm just saying, but I can recall going back those years when I was not known. I was just a regular volunteer, a regular person. But it was not until after I came from Kenya, Africa in 2011 when I launched that men's program. Then I launched a national radio program on ZNS. And after that, I remember the Reverend George Bodie invited me in Maximum. And from there, things changed and took off for me, right? But today, gents, in studio is Reverend George Bodie. He's going to tell you who he is, all about him, what he represents. And also in studios is Reverend Glendale Miller, the Assistant Chaplain of the Bahamas Department of Corrections. These two gentlemen are going to talk to you about an upcoming conference that's sharing information. People say they tired of talk. These gentlemen will share with you some things that are being implemented even as we speak. And they just didn't start. You're tired of people criticizing and say nothing happening. But today, they're going to share with you the new initiatives. And I wish the Guardian, the Tribune, all of them were here to hear of these initiatives. And if you know someone, you call them and tell them, listen, people on the radio now are talking about some new things that are happening at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. If you missed the commissioner last week, you're going to hear from these two gentlemen of a conference coming up and the new initiatives that will add to that which has happened in the past. Reverend George Bodie, introduce yourself and tell the folks about you. And then afterwards, then Reverend Miller, and then I'm going to open it up for you all to ask any questions you want to ask these two gentlemen.
My name is good afternoon.
Good evening.
Don't be listening. My name is Bodie. Humble fellow, came in from born and raised in the road.
Yes, sir. So can any good thing come out of the grove?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
come and see. God bless me with my wife and three sons. Well educated. They are one lives now in Texas. One is now in Sabine, and one is now in St. Louis. Was a doctor too. So was a master's degree. So they're doing very well. I thank God for my kids. Of course, I grew up in the Baptist church, working myself through the youth program at the First Baptist Church. Dr. Francis is my pastor. And from First Baptist, I went into the youth department of the convention as president. And from there, I went into the men's department, the National Baptist Convention, and allowed myself during my time at prison. And I'm right here doing the best I can. And that's about me for the day. Brother Miller, your time.
Thank you, Reverend George. My name is Reverend Glendale Miller, and it's an honor and a delightful joy to be sharing this platform with my brother Dave, who has demonstrated over the years, and even most recently, to be one worthy of praise. And I'm certainly delighted to be a part of this program. I serve as one of the assistant chaplains at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, also the secretariat for the Volunteers and Caregivers Conference 2022, which is slated for October 6th through the 8th at the Faith United Missionary Baptist Church. I'm also the executive secretary for the Men's Fellowship within the National Baptist Convention, which is an extension of the National Convention and Fellowship. And I am delighted to serve that body at that particular level. And so it's a delightful joy,
Yes, sir.
to be sharing this platform with you, Dave. And I'm looking forward for meaningful dialogue.
Okay, well, so Reverend Bodie, you and Reverend Glendon Miller, you all have the time. Just take it away, and then we can open it up for these persons. I know they want to ask you some questions.
Yes, Dave, I want to give kudos this afternoon to Reverend Dr. William Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Not only to him, but to the commissioner,
Okay.
Commissioner of Bahamas Department of Correction,
Right.
Mr. Don Clare, for the moving of things now in the chaplaincy department.
Yes.
I want to say since Dr. Thompson has come, there has been a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
What is going on down there at the Department of Correction?
Okay.
Since it's coming, we have a number of things going on. I know people talk about program here and program there.
Yes, sir.
But this conference
Yes.
that has been planned by the chaplaincy unit,
Right.
headed by Dr. William Thompson, and of course, Glendale Miller is the secretary. I'm just here supporting. I'm a supporting person right now
That's correct.
regarding this conference, and I want to say here that those of you who do ministry in the prison, this is
Right.
high time now to get your application
Yes.
to make sure that you are solid and solidified
Uh-huh.
and coming to the prison working with volunteers. It will help you down the road. You may see it now, but I'm
Yes.
saying
Right.
get your application, be counted, because at the end of the conference you'll be given a certificate.
Okay, excellent.
And some things may happen because you have a certificate.
Yes, sir.
And without the certificate, some things may not happen for you.
Amen.
And so I'm saying to you, get your certificate, register, and be a part of one of the caregivers that do ministries in the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. I want to say here that we have some very outstanding persons coming to share in our sessions.
Right.
I want to say here we have a lady coming in from Canada.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Antoinette Road from the Lead Negative Foundation. She's
Right.
coming from Canada. We have Ms. Anishka Mizik,
Yes.
from the Attorney General Office or
Yes.
the Freeport Grand
Freeport.
Bahama.
That's correct.
She's one of our Saturday morning general session speaker. And we have a former resident, former inmate,
He's on now.
Mr. Kenyatta Lewis.
He's on Zoom.
He's
Right.
going to be our first speaker.
That's correct.
Our general session on Friday the 7th at 9:30. He will challenge us on how he has been transformed.
Yes.
And so we give God thanks for those persons. We have also coming from a life coach, a psychologist, and she's coming to be our speaker on Friday night, the 7th of October.
Okay.
And we have a litany of great speakers in the
Right.
country of Ken and Sebastian Campbell,
Yes.
the chaplain from the hospital authority.
Yes.
He will be coming to speak also. We have Brother Hewlett Hanna,
Yes.
pastor of the Church of God, Property East Street. He'll
Yes.
be one of our speakers. We have Reverend Leonard Clark,
Yes.
former chaplain
Former
of
chaplain.
the prison. He's coming to share also. Then you have Mrs. Marie McDonald.
Yes.
She's coming too. She's a chaplain herself.
It's a lovely lady.
Yeah,
Passion
she's
for
coming.
ministry.
She's coming to share as well. And we have we have a lot of other speakers. We have some 15 speakers that will be sharing in this conference. We have 2 plenary sessions and three regular sessions.
Yes.
That it will help you. Help you a whole lot. Those who do ministries in the prison will help you a lot, and those who do not do ministries in the prison help you also.
I just was about to ask you that question.
care-
For me, who have no interest in prison ministries, if I still can register for this conference.
It comes to caregivers. Once
Yes.
you give care,
Yes.
whether you're in the hospital or working with a person who's sick,
Right.
this will help you. Those of you working with in the prison too will help you too. So
Yes.
so I encourage those of you on the outside to please hook up with us to get some application. Our secretary number is 364-965. And I can leave the rest for the secretary who has more information than I have.
Okay, and just before the secretary come in, I say this secretary, hopefully when you finish, we could get Kenyatta to just give us a taste, you know. So Kenyatta, we hope you would unmute this mic and you want to go before you? Give us just a taste. Okay, Kenyatta, just unmute your mic and say greet us.
Good day, good day.
Good day, sir. Good day.
How you doing, man? We're just soaking up Chaplain Bodie. You know, Chaplain Bodie always have a lot to say. He played a very intricate role in me keeping my mind and my head together while I was there for 4
Yes, sir.
years.
Yes, sir.
You know, and he stayed in contact with me since I came home, along with yourself. But I just give God the glory for the opportunity to come back and share. You know, I was asked a question the other day, what makes a person anointed? And I truly believe the anointing comes from your trials. Once you went in and came back out,
Yes.
and came back out unscathed,
Yes.
you are anointed to go and speak about it. So I'm just glad for the opportunity to come over and share about my journey.
Yes, sir.
And to where I'm at today. Even though I'm still in the transition mode of getting back into society and getting back into my family and stuff, because the journey affected me in in a serious way, but I give God the glory. The more I speak about it, the freer I become, and the more my family get to adjust, because it's not only affected me, it affected my family and everything. But I have a lot to share,
Yes.
and I have a lot of good news to where God has brought me to up to this point, up to this very day.
Yes, sir.
I obtained 9 certifications since I was released in 2018. I have a company with employees. I still speaking and everything, but I'm going to save some for when I come over, because God has been good.
Yes, sir.
So I am just going to sit back and soak up some of this information here, and can't wait to see.
When Reverend Miller finished, they might want to ask you 1 or 2 questions. You can give them a wall. They can come to the conference, but just in case somebody might want to ask you a question, okay?
No problem.
All right. So, folks, that's Kenyatta Lewis, a powerful man. The Christ that we serve has used him in a mighty way. I can recall those days encountering him while they're incarcerated. He's not ashamed to tell his story. But we're going to leave it, Reverend Miller. Talk about the conference. Just let these folks know and let them know. Make sure you all understand. You don't have to have an interest in prison ministry, as Ben Reverend Miller and tell you about the speakers, the training, and then I learned today you're getting a certificate. So in other words, out of this conference, you certify, you qualify for prison ministries. And so when you come to these chaplains now, I mean, there's no reason why they can't allow you to participate as long as there's space, because you attend their conference and it was them who gave you your certification. Tell them, Reverend Miller.
Thank you. I'm so excited about sharing on this platform about the conference.
Yes.
I want to say hello to Kenyatta, and certainly he was a tremendous blessing.
Yes.
We introduced when we were serving in the medium security area.
We are not able to hear you, Reverend Miller. Can you move closer to the microphone, please?
When we were serving in medium security, we introduced a concept called chaplain elders or chapel elders. And Kenyatta Lewis was one of those persons that was selected to serve while we were doing ministry and providing leadership in the medium security chapel. Kenyatta was singled out as one of those persons to provide and to assist the serving chaplain in that area. And so I'm just delighted this afternoon to have him sharing, and then we look forward in him sharing with us on the 6th, through the 7th, and through the 8th in our conference. You may ask, why such a conference? Why are we having such a conference of this magnitude? First of all, let me say to us that this is the first time that the Bahamas Department Correctional Services Department Chaplaincy Unit has ever embarked on such an initiative. And the purpose was that we believe those who provide volunteer service and caregiving to our residents needed to be empowered. We needed to equip them and provide them with the necessary tools that would better prepare them, that they would be able to provide meaningful and greater service to the residents, not only while they are serving sentence, but also upon their release. And as you heard earlier, Kenyatta alluded to Reverend Bodie remaining in contact with him. That is what ongoing chaplaincy services is all about.
Yes, sir.
Maintaining connections.
Yes.
And nothing improper can be linked to it. It is what ministry is all about. When the individual is through serving at a magistrate's prison, or rather the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services,
right,
we maintain contact with them to see how they're progressing, to see how we can assist or point them in a direction where assistance can be rendered.
That's correct.
And so that's very important. And so this conference is designed to equip, let me stress that,
Yes.
equip volunteers.
Right.
I'm not saying that the volunteers are not equipped,
Right.
but in the era that we're in, the era of information, and we want to be on the cutting edge
Yes.
of everything. And this is why we have secured
Yes.
cutting edge presenters who would challenge us and provide information, transforming information that will uplift, inspire, and indeed motivate and change the thinking of many persons who come into the correctional facility
Right.
to provide services. Reverend Bodie indicated some of those persons who will be presenting, but let me just stress some of the topics.
Yes, sir. Tell me them. Let me know them.
Okay?
Yes.
Some of the topics that will be addressed, and I want to say a special hello to Pastor Eugene Jadarid, who is celebrating his pastoral anniversary. He will be one of the presenters in our conference, and he's a well-trained, well-able individual, and we're looking forward in hearing from him, where he will address an area, life and spiritual balance.
Right.
We have Apostle Keith Wool, who also serves as the chairman of our volunteer committee. He too will be presenting on the topic learning by doing.
Yes.
Using action methods.
Okay.
I think that is a topic, both topics. One, we don't know how we're going to balance this thing.
Right.
Because the classrooms are set up to accommodate maybe 30 persons at a time.
Yes.
And, we know that some of these topics, everyone want to get a piece of something. So we're going to see how that's going to work.
That's correct.
When that day comes.
Yes.
Where Canon Sebastian Campbell will be addressing shepherding your volunteers.
Yes.
Now that's an interesting topic. Okay.
Yes.
That you are not, if I could put it this way, free willing.
Yes.
Okay. You are under a certain guideline that you have to follow.
Okay.
And so shepherding your volunteers, I believe, just looking at the topic, I believe one of the areas that Sebastian Campbell is going to address is how we keep balance and control.
Okay.
To what the volunteers do, what
Yes.
they present.
That's correct.
Some of the teachings that they offer. You're not there to impose your religious beliefs or your doctrinal conviction.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You're there to present Christ. So
yes.
Whether you're Baptist or Seventh-day Adventist
That's
or
correct.
Methodist,
Right.
you're not there to make disciples
No.
of your
denomination. Right.
You see,
Agreed.
we've had occasions where persons would come in and challenge even the serving chaplains.
That's correct.
I know this chaplain don't know this, or
right.
this chaplain don't know that, and
right.
and they're talking and trying to get the residents to be persuaded by their doctrine, their philosophy.
That's correct.
And as a result, they look forward of connecting with them on the outside with a view of them perhaps joining their organization. Chaplaincy services, what you're going to get out of this conference is that our job as chaplains or caregivers or volunteers is to present Christ
yes, sir.
to the residents.
Right.
And it is up to the residents to choose,
yes.
to make a decision.
That's correct.
As to whether or not they want to be a Methodist, or a Catholic, an
Yes.
Anglican,
Uh-huh.
a Seventh-day, the list goes on.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, that's a choice that they would have to make.
That's correct.
And we don't encourage, and we will be placing a lot of emphasis on this particular point,
That's correct.
that your job is to present Christ,
Yes.
not your doctrinal beliefs or your denominational beliefs.
That's correct.
All right. Earlier, Mr. Bodie, Reverend Bodie, mentioned Miss Antoinette Rowe.
Yes.
Okay, working with justice, which involved from a woman perspective,
Right.
inside and out.
Yes.
That's going to be an interesting topic. We
Right.
have Apostle Raymond Wells,
Yes.
the chaplain of the Defense Force.
Right.
He is coming by to talk with us one-on-one ministry.
That's correct.
You know, we have cell block ministry.
Yes.
A lot of people, it seems, can do a good job preaching to an audience.
Yes.
But how effective are you one-on-one?
One-on-one. That's correct.
That's going to be an interesting topic. And then, of course, as it was mentioned earlier, Reverend Dr. Leonard Clark, the former chaplain of the correctional facility, he's coming to share with us from his perspective on exploring reentry through a senior military chaplain's lens. Now,
Okay.
come on, that's going to be interesting to see his perspective.
Right.
His years of service as a chaplain, transitioning from the rank of a serving member of the prison staff to rising to the position of chaplain. That is going to be an interesting presentation exploring reentry through a senior military chaplain's lens. We also have, of course, Mr. Reverend Anthony Sands.
Right. My president.
Your president.
Yes.
Our president.
Yes.
Of the Bahamas Prison Fellowship.
That's correct.
Creating a culture of discipleship and multiplication. Now, that is one I am going to be sitting in and listening attentively to, because I want the information also for myself. We have, of course, Bishop Julian Hanna.
Yes.
An excellent communicator, a former deputy commissioner of police, a knowledgeable,
yes,
well experienced, an expert in his field. He's coming to talk about redemption and the Christian response to the criminal justice system.
Okay.
You know, and that is going to be an interesting topic, because so many believe that throw away the key, you know, lock them up and throw away the key.
That's correct.
And as believers, and from a Christian perspective,
that's correct.
You want to hear how, if we are going to redeem, and you hear the word redemption,
yes, sir.
How are we going to redeem the time? How are we going to bring about restoration within the country?
Right.
With all the criminal elements that's going on, violence is escalating.
Yes.
The young boys in particular wreaking havoc within the school system. How does the Christian church,
yes,
the Christian community, Christian men and women,
yes,
how do they respond to what is happening?
That's
do we
correct.
side with the criminal justice system? Do we say it's okay to throw away the key?
Yes.
And so these are some of the topics that we are looking forward.
That's correct.
In sharing in this conference. And I believe those of you who are tuning in, if you haven't as yet registered at $60, listen.
Yes, sir.
$60. 6 with a 0 point and 2 zeros behind. That's all it's gonna take.
I think that's that.
Listen.
To invest in yourself, that ain't much.
There are other things out there. There are other opportunities out there that that may be charging you triple
Right,
the amount.
right,
And I'm not saying that the more you pay mean that that's how much you will get, but I'm telling you, you're gonna get much more than $60 worth of information.
okay,
We are also expecting, proud,
yes,
excited, that our former commissioner,
yes,
Mr. Patrick Wright,
that's correct.
has consented to be a part of this conference, and he will be sharing on family unification.
Oh, that's powerful, that's powerful.
Listen, many times, and I've seen it, we have organized Father's Day initiatives, and just recently we had a Father's Day initiative where Global 99, Ms. White, and Shirley Lewis was there on hand to provide us with assistance. We
Yes.
were so blessed to have them with us. We saw when this initiative was first launched, the Father's Day
Yes,
initiative,
yes, that was powerful.
we were able to bring in the children
Yes,
of those men who are incarcerated.
yes,
And they made a connection.
yes,
And we had some persons who, when they left home, the child was just an infant. And now the individual is a teenager, or, and to see the connection, to see them for the first time
yes,
hugging and kissing, and yes, it was permitted because there was no security infraction.
right,
Okay,
right.
they were able to embrace their loved ones. They were able to.
Let me share a story. Hey, folks, let me share the story. I remember when we were, this lady had this gentleman, this little baby. He looked to be about 3 or 4. And from a distance, the little boy didn't even reach the room yet. But he spotted his daddy. I'll never forget this. And he starts saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Listen to me. My heart melted when I saw that. I said, this the type of stuff what we need to have at the prison. His daddy at distance, and he saw his daddy, and he starts saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Man, that's powerful, but go ahead. I just wanted them to know. And by the way, Miss Missick is listening, the attorney who's in out of Freeport, right? That's what she named, Anishka Missick.
From the Attorney
From the Attorney
General's
General, but
office.
she's listening, yes.
I guess she's ready to. I guess she's ready. She's ever ready. She's smart. She's educated. And she's good. And
Yes.
So the chaplain himself requested that she come to the Nassau and share this conference. So
Yes.
so she will be there, and she has a one plenary session on Saturday, and everybody will join together to hear her. I want to say here that we have a little breakfast on Friday morning and Saturday morning.
Yes.
On Friday we have lunch for all participants, good lunch, and a drink, and so you're getting what you want for the $60 and more.
Right.
And more.
Yes.
I want to say here, I can say from where I stand that Commissioner of Police, Glenn Fernanda, has sent down 12 of his officers.
Okay.
Will be joining us at the conference.
Excellent. I got to check the Commodore of the Defense Force.
And he already sent his group already.
Yes.
We have probably about 8 or 9 persons coming down from the Defense Force.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
They already signed up.
Yes.
We're waiting for immigration.
I just about to say that. And customs.
We're waiting for customs.
Oh, yes.
And so this is going to be one of the greatest things that will happen in this country.
Yes.
As we think about recidivism,
yes,
reintegration when they leave prison.
Yes.
And so all this is parcel all of us working together as a unit for a better Bahamas.
Gents, let me just because time, let me just open up for a couple of minutes or something else you want to share. Let me just open up. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your time. We know you always tell us you enjoy listening. You want to throw the number 326-0271 if you wish to call, or if you have a question. Some people say they don't like to be on camera, they don't like their voice to be heard. 433-6917, that's my number. 433-6917. Text me, WhatsApp me. But I'm going to open up this Zoom room right now. if you have a question or comment, there's too many names for me to call, and that you wish to share or ask right now, we're going to open up the Zoom room. So Pastor Williams, my technician, my brother, my technician, he's going to allow you to share. Is there someone, there's a question you want to ask this chaplain in regards to the conference? There have to be some questions, something you want to know. We're going to allow that opportunity right now. We pause. Go ahead. Someone, we see a hand. Anybody? Unmute your mic. Pastor Williams, can you allow them to unmute your mic? There's a question you want to ask us. Okay, I guess there's no question. So Reverend Miller, you gotta continue. Then there's no one want to ask the question. So we're gonna thank all of you joining in. Martini Major and Sophia Major, Apostle Dexter Cartwright, Reverend Doretta Battle, Daw, who I don't know. Thank you. Esther Hannah Kalma, our good friend Gigi, you know, she always with us. And Henrietta Bain, my former co-worker, Pastor Tucker, Dr. McDonald, Overcomer, Patricia Wallace as our #1 fan of the show. Wood Curtis, I think that's Prison Fellowship, Sales, and many others. All of those, many people listening by radio and who is listening by television, whether you are Grand Bahama in the north or Inagua in the south. Reverend Miller, there's no one wanting to ask any questions, so I guess you got to continue sharing.
Thank you again. We have one of the doctors at the correctional facility, Dr. Hastings Johnson, who will be sharing with us on mental health and how the chaplains are able to provide leadership there. That's going to be a very, very
Yes, sir.
interesting discussion. We have Ms. Monique Greenslade, who serves as the director for the William A. Pratt Center.
Hey, Dave.
To share
Yes, Denver, sorry.
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Denver Pratt.
Yeah, I want to say good evening to both Chaplain Bodie and Chaplain Miller for taking the lead in this conference. One of the question I want to ask, I think it was Chaplain Miller, said they have a program that they reach out to the individuals after they release. Just wanting to elaborate on that just a little bit and explain to us how does that work.
Go ahead.
You need to repeat that question.
You want to talk about what persons, you want to talk about the transitional home, right?
No, I want to ask Chaplain Miller. He said earlier they connect with the individuals that coming out of prison. I was asking him just if he can expand on that a little bit and how does that work?
Okay. Well, there have been occasions, Denver, where individuals would express to us their position regarding living arrangements when they're getting ready to be released. And there have been occasions where we have reached out to your organization. Sometimes it's last minute, and that is because the individuals have been slow in providing the relevant information to us.
Right.
But however late the information came in, we were able to get to Mr. Sands or to yourself, and I want to thank you for your quick response in helping. Also, if the inmate who serves a serving sentence wishes to leave us with a contact, it's all about, it's not an automatic thing where we reach out to everybody.
That's correct.
We reach out to those who say, listen, we would like for you to, here's my number. I ask all of them to give me their numbers, but if they don't provide it for me, they have been quite a bit who I, from time to time, and also Bodie, we call up and say, hey, what's going on?
That's correct.
How can we help? And so it's not a program, it's just something as serving chaplains that we take on.
Yes.
And do.
Right. So folks, while in the interim, what we want you to know is that a part of the follow-up is that Prison Fellowship Bahamas has a transition home. So they don't just incarcerate residents there, and then when they come out, they leave you on your own. There are some individuals, unfortunately, because of different circumstances, needs a place to stay. Example, families no longer want to take them back, right? And what they would do is reach out to the chaplain, and in them reaching out to the chaplain would then contact Prison Fellowship Bahamas, whether it's through Reverend Sands, Denver, or myself. And then the opportunity would be made aware for them after an interview to reside at the transitional home. Go ahead, Reverend.
I also want to add, Denver, that several months ago, the chaplaincy department embarked on an initiative where we went into Freeport.
Right, that's correct.
And we were joined by Pastor Dave and also Pastor Anthony. And a number of persons also was present.
Right.
I think Anishka.
That's where we met up.
Also, that's where we connected.
Yes.
Okay. She also was a part of that initiative. We went into Freeport, and the purpose of our going was to connect with the family of those who are incarcerated in New Providence.
That's correct.
Now, those of you tuning in, you need to know that Freeport is the second highest incarcerated persons within the islands of the Bahamas.
That's correct.
And so we thought it necessary to connect with the families.
Right.
And we were hosted by the Bishop Kermit Sanders.
Yes.
Right. And also he was received by the Keith Russell and the Christian Council President.
That's correct.
As well in Freeport. They received us warmly. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, it was an overwhelming response. It was the people in Freeport.
That's correct.
The families of the inmates responded
That's
positively.
Correct.
I want them to know, if they're tuning in, we are coming back to Freeport because those 2-day initiative was not sufficient, and we need more to help in what we're doing. We need to connect with those who
There is no sound. Good evening. We're trying to correct the problem now with the sound. Just stay with us, okay? We're correcting it right now. We have word that you're not getting the sound. Stay with us. So folks, we having a challenge with the sound, we're getting it back up. So I just wanted you to continue to stay with us until we get the sound. But
The sound
what
is
I
up
could
now.
ask you, if you get the sound, if you don't have it, let me know. And then let's maybe just ask me some questions and we can have a dialogue until we can get the sound back up.
I have a question. Good afternoon.
Yes, go
Can you
ahead.
tell me can you tell me if the conference course is for the day and night sessions, please?
Yes, the fee they're charging, yes, it's for the day and the night sessions, but the night sessions are actually free. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Let me know.
Yeah. So really impressed. God will indeed get all the glory and all the praise from this initiative. Again, we say it's the first time that we are attempting this plan on the drawing board, looking toward the future for the second conference, which is going to be even greater.
Yes, sir. And so we know we have some challenges, but I want you to just type in the chat. Let us know if you back with us in regards to the sound, because we got to wrap this up in a short while. Type in the chat. They'll be looking to see. Let me know, my brother, Pastor Williams, if you're back with us on Zoom. Are we back up on Zoom? Can they hear us? Okay, fine, good. Is there any question? Anybody want to ask our chaplains? Somebody wanted to know if the sessions are, for those on radio, on cable TV, if the night sessions are free. That's what they wanted to know.
Yes, sir. The night sessions are free. The night sessions are the 6th and the 7th.
Yes.
That's Thursday and Friday nights.
Right.
It's free.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Free.
And all of the sessions are at the Faith United Missionary Baptist Church.
I want to say too, let me cut you off. We
Okay,
have a special choir coming in for the Friday night.
Okay.
It's coming from the 7-day inspirational choir.
Yes, yes.
Brother Ralph Roll.
It's
going to be a blessing. We also have one of our greatest persons around who do praise and worship. What's his name?
Nehemiah Hill.
Nehemiah Hill, right. And folks, let me say this to you now. Unlike most of you folks out there, I started college, but for something happened and I didn't complete without my degree. I was close. I didn't finish. But let me say this to you all. But how I got all my education and knowledge, I invested in me. I go to seminars. I love seminars. And so I spend a lot of my time spending my money and investing in seminars. So to pay that $60, that is nothing. I mean, for some people, they go to dinner. One person, you pay $60. Right. Oh, Reverend Bodie said, well, it was $150 last night. All right. So let's take this $60. Let's invest it in ourselves. Let's get the knowledge and get this. Most of what you get certified. So get the certificate. And now you have your access with the chaplains, where I believe you now able to say, I attended your conference. I am certified. As soon as you have an opening, I will ask you to give me an opportunity now to carry out my prison ministries. But even if you have no interest in prison ministries, the information still can be used at the Boys and Girls School, at the high school, in the family, among your youth. I mean, the knowledge is powerful. It can be used any and everywhere. And so we're saying, look at it this way. Ask your church. What has happened now? A number of churches, and we want to give thanks to those churches. A number of churches are sponsoring their members. So you can say, I come to you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And Dave Williams tell me I must come to you as my pastor and sponsor me to go to this conference. I want the knowledge. I want to be trained further. So ask your church, ask your Rotary Club, your Kiwanis. What other groups we have? Your lodge, any other group, your sporting group. Tell them to invest back in you. You have invested in them, and now is the time. You don't have to come up with $1 with your pocket. Go to your organization and say to them, make a $60 investment in me. And when you get the information, you then can train and teach others the same information. That's how I learned. That's all the knowledge I have. That's how I got my knowledge. I went to sessions, I invested, I spent money, and now I'm able to train others. And so, folks, we want to say to you, it's a good opportunity. It's an investment. Some people spend $60.
The sound went out again.
Be with our audience today.
I just want to say hello to the members of our correctional services,
Yes.
all rank and file,
Yes.
the officers, and of course to the residents. I know some of them are listening, and to our folks down there in Freeport. Some of them are on Zoom and throughout the Bahamas. I believe this time is right for this conference.
I believe so too.
There is some involvement coming, involving chaplaincy is now involving in the Bahamas. It will see it now more prevalent than the government,
Yes.
specifically in the law enforcement. So this is a great time to get involved, to learn some things about chaplaincy. Particularly those of you who are in ministry, this conference is designed with you in mind.
Right.
Transforming lives.
Transforming lives.
Mr. Williams,
Mr. Dave, just before I came here, I got a call from a senior lady on the police force.
Yes.
Who is a well-placed individual and who said to me that they heard about our conference. Right. And how the theme. Yes. Was so captivating. They had to track me down and to speak to me on how they can be involved in it, that transforming lives, and they're actually working in a particular area, but they said that this theme,
yes,
this theme is so transformational. It's one that captivates the attention of many.
Right.
And she asks how she can get involved. And I'm saying to those of you tuning in that this conference is the beginning of one of the greatest revivals that's going to take place in this country.
Yes. I think we got someone on Zoom. Hello, somebody on Zoom. Welcome to the program, Transforming Lives. That's what the conference called. And on the show, Transforming Lives. How appropriate. Go ahead, Zoom. Hello?
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
It's Kenyatta here.
Yes, Kenyatta. Go ahead, sir.
Chaplain Miller, sorry I didn't acknowledge you the first time when I came on. Maybe I was a little too excited. But thank you for your time that you spent with me and helping me to transition back into society. But Chaplain, as you all go on your journey for corrections and helping this recidivism problem, one of the most important things for me, one of the most challenging things for me that I think we'll need to take into consideration is incorporating the families that the inmates have to go back home to. They need counseling and training as well on how to receive the inmates when they come out and how the inmate must receive their families, because Like for me,
on Zoom.
For me, I had to put aside everything that I've learned when I was growing up from a child to the time that I went to prison at age 39. I had to put aside to live in a totally different way. I had to become, basically, I'm going to keep it real, I had to become an animal to survive in animal kingdom. I had to put aside love and trust in doing all of that. And to be in an environment where I can't trust anybody or not to love anyone. But now when I came back out home, my family was expecting the same person that left when jail had changed me. So they didn't know how to receive me. They was treating me the same way I was before I left, but I was a totally different Kenyatta. And I didn't have no one to guide me. The prison put me back out on the street, but no one to guide me on how to do this. And I had to learn this along the way. I got hired by the Grand Bahama Port Authority the same day that I touched back to Freeport, which was a blessing, but it was also a curse for me because I didn't have a chance to decompress. I had to deal with my family, deal with the job site, and deal with all of that. So one of the most important things for you guys to do is upon the release, even if it's the last 6 months, if you could. I know it's difficult because sometimes you have so much inmates coming out at the same time. I know how the system goes. I know it's not an easy thing, but try your best within the last 6 months of inmates coming out to let their family come and visit. Just how you have visit time, you have visit times for them every month or every week or whatever. And those visit time, let it be some counseling. So the family would know what type of person they're dealing with, what type of environment. You know, one day I was sitting down eating some food at the table and I had a bottle of a soda. And my family asked me, why every time you open the soda, did you drink it, then you close it back? That's because when I was in prison, that to avoid somebody putting something in it, something crawling in it. It's just to say, you know, when I hear a noise in the night, I jump up out of my sleep thinking somebody coming to steal something from me, someone coming to do something for me. That's just an example of how, you know, your family got to get used to these things because your family needs to know who's coming home and how to receive them so they could be patient with them as they come around. I had to learn this along with and I'm still learning it. My family had to suffer because of it. My wife even moved, you know. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Our time is expired and we need to get up there. Definitely, when you come in next week, you have to sit down and try to put together another program to present the government. The challenge is, I'm going to say it on radio, I have put programs before the government and in dealing with this, the second chance, and dealing with persons for 2 years or less. I have not gotten any response from the government, you know, and the commission said to me last consistent this year, put another proposal together and give it directly to him. This is going to be my last shot. I'm going to put this program together. I'm going to give it to the commissioner, trusting and knowing that he will give it to the minister, and let's see how serious they are.
Yes, sir. If you need ideas from me, let me know.
I've been doing this a long time. All right? So they got to be serious. Anyway, folks, the final 30 seconds, let's wrap it up.
No sound again.
Special shout out to the Commissioner of Police, Commander like Schoolmate and Commodore of the Defense Force, Dr. Raymond King. Saturday is a grand ball for a 50th anniversary of CC Sweeney School. This Friday coming, I'm going to mix and mingle at the school, and then all roads lead to Super Club Breezes for honor His Excellency Leonard Clark, Faith Fernanda, Commissioner of Police, and Dr. Raymond King, covered of the Defense Force. Can any good thing come with the big dollars? I say yes, I did. Folks, you've been listening to Transforming Lives, Global 99.5. We're presenting the conference by the same name, Transforming Lives. Dave Williams, on behalf of my co-host, Jackie Gardner, who was not here, I end the program the way I always end by reminding you the greatest transformation, the greatest change that takes place comes out of a relationship with Jesus Christ. Not a church, not a denomination, but a relationship with Jesus Christ. Dave Williams, Transforming Lives, Global 99.5, KBTV 974, encouraging you